Hello everyone. Today in this video I'm going to introduce you to TmaxSoft Tibero database installation and DB creation. For Tibero installation, first you need to download the installer, then you need to generate the license key, then you can start your installation, create database, and finally you can connect to the DB using DB or Tibero Studio, which are provided with Tibero, or using your own application. Now let's look at some of the pre-installation tasks. First, you need to make sure that at least 2 GB of free disk space is available. You can have more space requirement if you want to create a bigger DB. Then you need to make sure that JDK 1.5 and above is installed. You need to have some mandatory OS packages on your machine. You need to tune some kernel parameters like semaphores and shared memory. You need the host name of the machine to generate the license key. We also recommend you to create a separate OS user called Tibero for Tibero installation. And you may also need to open TCP/IP port like 8629, which is the default port, or you may change the port based on your requirement. Now for Tibero installation, first you need to extract the binary. Then you need to set some environment variables like db home, path, ld library path, and tbsid. Then you generate the TIFF file, which is Tibero parameter file, and also the dbdsn.tbr file, which is for client connections. Then you create database, and then finally you execute a script called system.sh to create the data dictionary. And then you can get Tibero Studio from the TechNet website, and you provide the connection details to connect to the DB, and then using this tool you can check the SQL and Oracle PLSQL compatibility, or you can create tables, perform DMLs, run PSMs, and so on. Now let's look at the hands-on demo. So first you log into the TechNet website. If you don't have an account, then just create an account. Then go to the downloads, database, Tibero, and here you can see that you can download the installer manuals, and also you can refer to online manuals. We also provide a TF tool for migration from other databases to Tibero, and also Tibero Studio. So let's go to the download installer, and here you can see that we provide installer for different environments, and for this demo I'm going to use Linux environment. And here you can click to generate the demo license key. Just choose the product Tibero, provide the host name where you're going to install Tibero. You may tick Enterprise Edition and provide some purpose for use and click Submit. This will generate a license.xml file and send it to your registered email ID. Now let's connect to the server. Here you can see that I've already created Tibero user. Now let's look at the bash profile. So I have also set the environment variables like db home, tbsid, ld library path, and path. tbsid is the name of the database that I'm going to create. My Java is also installed here, and I installed JDK 1.6. And if you look at the cat etcsysctl.conf file, I've also set my shared memory and semaphores as required by the pre-installation task. Now let's begin our installation. So this is the Tibero binary and the license file, which are already uploaded on the machine. So first I'm going to extract this binary using tar -z xvf and the file name. So you can see that this is creating a folder Tibero 6, and if you remember, our TB home is home Tibero 6. So I'm installing in the exact location which is set as my TB home. So the extraction is completed. Let's go to the Tibero 6 folder and the license folder. And first I'm going to copy the license.xml file to this location. That is TB home license folder. Now the next step is to go to the config folder, and here I will execute gentip.sh. Before that I will check the TB SID, so it is set properly, and by executing this script I will generate the tip file and the tbdsn.tbr file. So this is how our parameter file looks like. I'm just modifying the memory target due to memory limitations on this machine. And let's look at the tbdsn.tbr file also. So here you can see we provide all the IP, port and DB name to connect to the database. Now for database creation, first we need to boot the instance in the no mount mode, and our command is dbboot no mount. The next step is to connect to DB using dbsql sys Tibero. These are the default username and password, and here I will execute create database DDL. This is a default setting database, and it's going to create the DB with the name testDB. After this completes, I need to boot my instance in the normal mode. So I execute dbboot, and I can now check the background processes using ps-ef grep dbsvr, and you can see all the processes have started. The last step is to go to the scripts folder and execute the script system.sh. So for this script I need to provide some arguments like password for sys user and password for syscat user, and then some answers as why. So provide all the required parameters, and then I press enter. So this is creating the data dictionary, and now I can go to the Tibero Studio and I launch this GUI tool, provide all the connection details like the IP, port and so on, and from here I can execute my SQL queries like select star from $, database. So you can see that DB name testDB has been created and I'm connected to it. Select star from DBA users, and you can see all the default users created by the create database command. And on the left side you have the schema browser. So that completes my demo. Finally, I would summarize. to say that Tibero installation is very easy, and Tibero is highly compatible with standard SQL and Oracle's PLSQL. If you have any more questions, you can contact us at these email IDs, and you may also refer to Tibero installation guide and online manuals. Thank you.